You're welcome back. Now, the Hausas decided to retaliate. There was a counter coup in July, and the massacre was, man, it was brutal because it was revenge, it was anger. All those bottled up bad belly, they unleashed the dragon on these people. It was crazy. They seized their goods, seized their properties, and were killing them in large numbers. So the Igbos fled for their lives. They fled down to the east, and reprisal attacks were also done in the east, where the houses were also killed. The political tension was very high, and then after this counter coup, it was Yakubu Gowon that was made the head of state. So now the head of state, Yakubu Gowon, and Kaduna and Ojuku, Chukuma Ojuku, they decided to meet at Aburi with some prominent men so they could iron things out and come up with amicable solutions to their issues. And the idea was perfect. The idea there was, okay, let us decentralize power. Let us decentralize the power. Let us not make it a central government anymore. Let the auxiliary units be given powers. And this was the perfect idea they gave. And I still suggest that method till today. A confederation, a system whereby powers will be shared among the regional governments. The central government only performs certain responsibilities like external foreign affairs and defense. So that was what they agreed on, but the Nigerian government, on come back to Nigeria, didn't honor that. Instead, they went further to further divide the existing southwest and southeast and formed the Midwest region. More states in the east again, and with little or no in the north. This was a direct hit on the Igbos. So they decided, we can't take it anymore. We want to go. And as such, they declared the independent state of Biafra. And what happened? The Nigerian government, wow, it was a massacre. They ended up killing themselves. And after a 2.5 year locking of horns, Biafrans had to quit. They had to give up because they were ill-equipped. They were suffering from hunger. There was this hunger barrier, hunger strike, as not hunger strike. There was a blockade of goods and services. So these soldiers that were fighting were literally starving. All conditions were not in their favor, but they tried to persevere. But it was not easy for them. It is a dent on our national history, but it is part of our history. We cannot shy away from it. So what now happened? They assimilated them back into Nigeria, but definitely sleepers we don't cut. Even though you gum them together, it cannot be the same. Ever since then, the Igbos, the highest position they can get is Senate President, not even Vice President. They have been ostracized, they have been kept at bay, they have been locked out of some certain vital positions in government. Even these recent palliatives that they were given, they didn't give for the Southeast. In 1990, the movement for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra, MASOB, was born, and this issue of Biafra is still boiling. What is the solution to this crisis? My dear Igbos, my brothers and sisters, yes, we are one, but we are not the same. Instead of trying to form another state of your own, I would suggest that we go back to the doctrines of the Aburi Congress, Aburi Accord, and make little amendments. It is said that if a round table doesn't stop a fight, after the fighting, a round table will surely solve it. Let us get our priority right to avoid unnecessary loss of lives and property. The effects of the civil war is still affecting our nation. It's still affecting the Igbos, and I feel for them. I feel for the Northerners also. So as such, we need to come up with amicable remedies to solve our problems without locking horns. Please, let us reconsider dialoguing. Let us reconsider restructuring Nigeria. Let us restructure Nigeria to a confederation whereby you can give regional governments autonomous power but not total power. They will be in charge of their growth. They will be in charge of how they run their lives. But they are answerable to you. Then we have 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria. Give all these 6 geopolitical zones their autonomy. Let them work as an independent unit of their own. Then each leader in those regions, when they come together, they form the central government, and they will be in charge of defense and foreign affairs. Meanwhile, leaving the domestic running of the nations to the regions. Other nations have done it. Nigeria can do it, and it will work, because the diversity in Nigeria is way too much for us to be deceiving ourselves that we are one. Democracy is a failed experiment right from the onset, and it will continue to be a failed experiment. Let us not deceive ourselves, my brothers and sisters. And running away, forming your own nation, is not an easy task. It's not easy. After we've gone this far, we cannot just afford to go away and tear ourselves apart. I urge my fellow Igbo brothers and sisters out there, yes, you have the right to self-determination. I feel your pain, and if I were to be in your shoes, I will react the same way. I do not go to a place I am not welcome, and obviously you are even the majority. What about we that were the minorities? What happens to us? Who hears our voice? Please, let us reconsider sitting down to dialogue. Let us think of amicable ways of sorting out this thing. Nigerian government is to be decentralized. It is only that way that we can survive. If not, another civil war is seriously knocking at our door. And this time, with more sophisticated weapons and equipment, is going to be bloodier than the first one. And we don't want that. Let us reconsider. Let us reconsider our stance. Our history has been drenched in blood, and we don't want that on our children. Please, let us think. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not going to be an easy task, but it can be done. It can be done should we choose to avoid history repeating itself. History is on the making, and what it will tell in the future is up to me and you. I thank you for listening, and please let us think about these things I've said, and hope the good Lord, Allah, or whatever you believe in, will guide you in thinking for the greater benefits of our children that are yet to come. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow again with another exciting edition. Bye, and I love you all. One Nigeria, one nation, one people, unity in diversity.